I went there when I was about 16. Some of the other boys were still younger, some a little older. When my master left his body, we were a dozen penniless boys and unknown boys. But together, we conceived that this ideal had to be spread. We shall begin a universal religion here and now. We will not wait. We will show the spirituality of the Hindus, the mercifulness of the Buddhists, the activities of the Christians, and the brotherhood of Mohammedans by our practical lives. My master used to say, laying his arm upon my shoulder, Naren, you are a hero. The very sight of you inspires me with courage. Amibir. We are so many sannyasis and 1,000,000 or 2 sadhus wandering about and teaching the people metaphysics. It is all madness. Our Gurudeva used to say, an empty stomach is no good for religion. Poor people are leading a life of brutes due to ignorance. Hey Gurudeva. Suppose some disinterested sannyasis, bent on doing good to others, go from village to village, disseminating education and seeking various ways to better the condition of all, down to the Chandala, through oral teachings and by means of maps, cameras, globes and such accessories. Can't that bring forth good in time? If a mountain does not come to Muhammad, Muhammad must go to the mountain. We, as a nation, have lost our individuality. We have to give back to the nation its lost individuality and raise the masses. To effect these, first we need men. It fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of the monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of all religions. And I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects. My thanks also to some of the speakers on this platform, who, referring to the delegates from the Orient, have told you that these men from far-off nations may well claim the honor of bearing to different lands the idea of toleration. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. I will quote to you, my brethren, few lines from a hymn which I remember to have repeated from my earliest childhood, which is every day repeated by millions of human beings. As different streams having their sources in different places, all mingle their water in the sea. So, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to Thee. I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecution with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. The Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor a Hindu or a Buddhist to become a Christian. But each must assimilate the spirit of the others. And yet, preserve his own individuality, and grow according to his own law of growth. If the Parliament of Religions has shown anything to the world, it is this. It has proved to the world that holiness, charity, and purity are not the exclusive possessions of any church in the world, and that every system has produced men and women of the most exalted character. A huge locomotive has rushed on over the land. A small worm that was creeping on one of its rails saved its life by crawling out of the path of the locomotive. Yet, this little worm, so insignificant that it can be crushed in a moment, is a little something. While this locomotive, so huge, so immense, is only an engine, a machine. Bold has been my message to the people of the West. Bolder is my message to my beloved countrymen. We all hear so much about the degradation of India. There was a time when I also believed in it. But today, standing on the vantage ground of experience, I confess in all humility that I was wrong. I bequeath to you, young men, this sympathy, this struggle for the poor, the ignorant, the oppressed. Go now this minute to the temple of Parthasarathi, and before him, who was a friend of the poor and the lowly cowherds of Gokula, who accepted the invitation of a prostitute in preference to that of nobles and saved her in his incarnation as Buddha. Hey, down on your faces before him and make a great sacrifice. The sacrifice of a whole life for them. When I see Indians dressed in European apparels and costumes, the thought comes to my mind. Perhaps they feel ashamed to own their own nationality and kinship with the ignorant, poor, illiterate, downtrodden people of India. Westerners have now taught us that those stupid, ignorant, low-caste millions of India, clad only in a loincloth, are non-Aryans and therefore no more are kith and kin. Oh India, with this slander of others, with this base imitation of others, with this dependence on others, this slavish weakness, would thou with these provisions only scale the highest pinnacle of civilization and greatness? What can you expect of a race which for hundreds of years has been busy discussing such momentous problems as whether we should drink a glass of water with the right hand or the left? What more degradation can there be than that? My hope for the future lies in the youth of character, intelligent, renouncing all for the service of others, and obedient, who can sacrifice their lives in working out my ideas and thereby doing good to themselves and the country at large. This is the time to decide your future, to decide now. Tell me, will you possess the energy of youth when you're worn out and jaded? Rouse yourselves, therefore, for the time is short. There is great work to be done. The greater work is sacrifice of yourselves for the benefit of your race. Therefore, take up a great deal and give up your whole life for it. My plan for India, as it has been developed and centralized, is this: to reach the masses of India. I believe in God and I believe in man. I believe in helping the miserables. May I be born again and again and suffer thousands of miseries so that I may worship the only God that exists. The only God I believe in. My God, the wicked. My God, the miserable. My God, the poor of all races, of all species.